Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I'm filming this with the Sony 24-70 GM, the Sony 24-70 G Master. And I want to explain why this is the ultimate lens, at least for me. So I'm out in the wilderness right now. I've got a super compact kit. Again, expand this video's description and then click the link there. You can find the lens that I just mentioned, the camera body, the wireless mic solution, the tripod, and all of my camera accessories. But to me, the 24-70 G Master is the ultimate lens. And the first time I used it, when it first came out, I kind of had a less than positive opinion about it. And that was linked heavily to the fact that I was using Zeiss Batis lenses, which are awesome, but they're not zoom lenses. So I had a Batis 25mm and a Batis 85mm and a Loxia 50mm. And I was kind of spoiled by the performance of those because they were just, I mean, the sharpness was just tack sharp. But what happened is that I got used to the weight of the Batis lenses, and they were significantly, because they were not zoom lenses, they were significantly lighter than the 24-70 G Master. But what I did, I kind of took a vacation from using the Zeiss and used the Sony 24-70 G Master for many months. And after a few weeks, the size and the weight became less noticeable. So I was kind of spoiled by the smaller and lighter Batis lenses. But then when I switched to the 24-70 G Master and got used to the size and weight, it wasn't an issue. Now when you step up beyond the 24-70 G Master, when you get into some of the more telephoto lenses like the 70-200 G Master, that lens is a beast. And so is the 100-400 G Master. And you can find all these lenses linked within this video's description. But yeah, those get really big, but this is manageable, and so is the 16-35. So yeah, the 24-70 I think is the ultimate lens, because you can see right now at f2.8, I'm shooting this video wide open is what they call it, because I'm using f2.8. This is an f2.8 constant aperture lens. You can see the background is very nicely defocused, and the sun is right over there. So this is all natural light. I mean, just the quality of this lens for video, and again, I primarily use it for video. I do snap a lot of stills, and it's outstanding for stills as well. But the 24-70mm focal length is pretty much perfect, because 24 is wide enough for most landscape shots, and then 70, like you're seeing here, you know, you can really get that visually pleasing blurred or defocused background bokeh, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, it's kind of the ultimate, in my opinion, ultimate walk-around lens. And because of the sharpness, now this is a more expensive lens, and again, you can find it linked within this video's description. But is it really that expensive? Because if you factor in the fact that, you know, you'd have to have multiple prime lenses, non-zoom lenses, to get this type of quality, this is in essence multiple prime. It's the performance like, in my opinion, multiple prime non-zoom lenses in one lens. So I can go all the way from 24 to 70mm. It's like having multiple lenses. Yeah, it's expensive, but if I was to buy all of those other focal lengths, fixed focal length lenses, that would become a lot more expensive. Plus, I would have to carry around those multiple lenses, even if they are smaller and lighter. Once you have a larger quantity, that, you know, becomes more of an issue. Whereas with this, it's one lens. And the good thing is I don't have to change as much, especially if it's dusty or windy out. You know, anytime you swap a lens, you run the risk of introducing dust and or other elements into your camera's sensor. And that can pose to be problematic. So, you know, overall performance, again, for video, rock solid. I mean, the autofocus on this thing has blown my mind. Just the overall, you know, the sharpness is phenomenal. The color saturation is great. It does have a different look than a Zeiss lens as far as saturation is concerned. But the thing is, a lot of people say that Zeiss, and I love Zeiss lenses, by the way, but they say that the saturation from a Zeiss often looks like some people fertilize the grass, because, you know, it's really, you know, really saturated. The thing about this, though, I think the saturation is great. And if you want to bump up your saturation, just do it in post-production. You know, it's not that difficult. Another thing, and this is subjective, when you look at the 24 to, well, especially at 70mm, when you look at the bokeh, the little bokeh is circular type shapes, whereas on something like let's say a Zeiss Batis 85mm, the bokeh has more of a cat eye shape. And that's a matter of personal preference. Personally, I don't care. But I think the bokeh from the G Master, especially this G Master, it's just got a very smooth look. It doesn't distract. And you can see now, I mean, how isolated I am from the background. So you can tell that I'm the focal point for this video. So yeah, just a super solid lens. Build quality is great. And obviously the first thing I did out of the box is I installed a high quality UV filter to keep the lens pristine and to better reduce the possibility of cracking my lens. And it comes with a lens hood. And most of the time I don't even use the lens hood because that's just extra thing I've got to carry around with it. So, you know, again, that's personal preference. I don't use the lens hood because I can put this lens in my 16 to 35 millimeter. I've got these really small padded individual lens carrying cases for them, and I can just put both of them in my backpack. And when I've got a 16 to 35 G Master, 24 to 70 G Master, and then an 85 millimeter prime, which I still use as Zeiss Baddest prime, that's pretty much all you need unless you're doing wildlife photography and or videography. So for that, I'm hoping, I remain cautiously optimistic that, you know, for a super long lens, hopefully 600 or 600 or 1000 millimeter would be awesome. If someone could release one of those that'll work with Sony Alpha that is smaller and lighter, I'd really like that, because then I could throw that in my pack. Because, you know, when you're going out and you're backpacking and you've got to carry a lens for wildlife, it's huge. I mean, that's a major inconvenience. But yeah, if I was only going to get one lens, knowing what I know today, if I was only going to get one lens, I would get the 24 to 70 G Master, just because you could see here, I mean, the quality speaks for itself. You've got the wide 24 millimeter, you've got the very tight 70 millimeter. So it's kind of a just great lens for everything except for zooming in on wildlife and stuff that's really far away. So tell me what you think within the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't already done so, and ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. And if you choose to support my channel, again, if you're shopping for this lens, camera, tripod, any of that, expand this video's description and then click the links there to find it all. And also, I'm on Patreon. If you want to support me on Patreon, that'd be great. Not required, but again, it would be awesome. I'm an independent YouTuber, so it's videos like this that I depend upon your support to be able to produce. Again, I'm independent, not part of multi-channel network, so I don't have the marketing budget and all the free stuff that a lot of the YouTubers get. So it is what it is. But thanks for your viewership, and I hope this helps. I mean, this is just a great lens. Check out my playlist full of Sony 24 to 70 G Master videos. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRick Guy here. Thanks again for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. If you're looking for iRick Guy's Adventure Channel merch, like this t-shirt and a lot of other cool stuff, expand this video's description. You can find it all there. Y'all have a good day.